Welcome to PiSeas Tarot, and I am your host, Mimi Lightseer. Your business is my business. Today, we will dive into your business with a timeless relationship reading, which means it could be platonic, professional, or romantic. In this session, we will explore the overall energy of your reading, obtain cosmic insights to identify the topics, spill the tea on the energies involved, uncover the positives and the negatives while revealing the lessons that you need to learn, and suggest actions for healings and the best possible outcomes. Remember, this is a general reading, and you have found it when this message is needed. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. Remember, I am LGBTQ plus friendly, using pronouns for storytelling purposes. Lastly, please like, rate, subscribe, and comment. Let me know how this message is connecting with you. And without further ado, let's get into your business.
Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome to PiSeas Tarot, everybody. I am Mimi Lightseer, and over here at PiSeas Tarot, your business is my business. And ooh, child. Spirit has pulled up a chair, so it's time for us to dive all the way deep into somebody's business. And ooh, baby, the tea is steeping hot and ready to serve. Good morning. Good morning to all of my guppies swimming early in the light. Good evening to my international crew, my night owls, my graveyard shift, and everything and everybody. You're welcome here. Good morning. If you are new to the Pisces pod, go ahead and drop a star in the chat so we can show you some love. If you have been here before, welcome back, cousin. You already know what to do. Go ahead and drop a fish in the chat and just slide right on into this soul circle this morning. Good morning. We want to give a warm welcome to all of our spiritual family, those who are new here and those who are returning here. Good morning. Okay. Here's how we flowing today. All right, y'all. So we're going to start out with a brief energy cleanse, which is a moment for us to just center ourselves with breath work and sound. Then we'll jump over into some divine insights and tap into these downloads and these dreams, maybe these earworms or two. Then we'll move on over to the energy reading, fill out what's bubbling underneath the surface. I will confirm everything of what I've told you this morning through the tarot cards and just validate what spirit has been whispering. Then we will bookmark this with some final closing thoughts from me, your girl Mimi Lightseer. So if you guys are ready to get into this, y'all, go ahead and start finding those emojis. I want you to drop those cleaning emojis in the chat because, baby, I want to roll right in. I want to jump right on into this morning, all right? So if y'all ready to get into it, here we go. All right, y'all. So before we move any further, let's take a moment just to ground ourselves and become aligned. We're going to take in 3 deep breaths. We're going to hold it and exhale very slowly, okay? The first one is us just going through it and practicing together. I would say hold it before, release it before, okay? Here we go. All right. So let's bring in that clarity and peace and release any tension and distractions and things that we don't need to bring with us, okay? Here we go. And one more, just to breathe in alignment and refusing to be a part of anything that is no longer serving us. Here we go. Beautiful. Now let's clear the energy with our sound bowl cleanse and allow an open space for spirit to come right on in. Here we go. Divine Spirit, we invite you into this space. Wrap us with your guidance and your protection. Surround us with your light and your love. Help this reading to be clear, accurate, and delivered in the highest good of all of those who are involved. May this reading bring insight, clarity, and truth. Most importantly, wisdom. Thank you, amen, and I say. All right, y'all. If y'all ready to shift gears and prepare for a little bit of fun, a whole lot of truth, and some deep insight, this is just a quick reminder. We've all been a fool in love before, baby. Ain't nobody judging you. This is an honest and open space, okay? It is sacred. Your honesty, your openness, your transparency, your laughter, all of those things are welcome here, okay? We have all been a fool in love. So if today's reading calls you out just a little bit, there's no worries, okay? If y'all ready to see what spirit is cooking, go ahead and put those cooking emojis, cooking emojis, cooking emojis, because baby, when I tell you, it's here. All right, here we go. Each day before we gather, I always take a minute to tap in and sit quietly with spirit and listen and reflect on the energies that are moving throughout the collective. And sometimes it's a download, sometimes it's a vision, and sometimes it's just an earworm that's stuck in my head. And that is spirit's way of getting our attention, okay? And so this is where I'm getting today. The last couple of days, for those of you who are my guppies and y'all been rolling with me, y'all know that I have not been live as much as I normally would be live. And reason being is that I took some time to take a step back and to just reflect and listen to my body, listen to my spirit, listen to my energy, right? And where things are going. And so, in addition to that, my sleep is somewhat improving. So, that there's that piece of it, right? But the other side of it is, I keep hearing this song of affirmation every time I wake up, and it's talking about the importance of moving in silence and keeping your eyes focused on the things that you want to have happen and how things are coming into fruition, even though you've taken an abrupt turn, and how things may felt like they were off for you at one point in time or another, and now they're not. And knowing that things are going to find you when they're supposed to find you. So I've been noodling on this for what, about 3-4 days now. And this morning I was fixing my coffee and just acquainting myself with what I wanted to deliver to you guys today in terms of a message. Spirit reminded me to tell you it's all about a mindset. It's all about a mindset. This world is so full of things that are going to trip you out, things that will try to take you out, things that will seek to steal, kill, and destroy your confidence, your sense of peace. I mean, just you name it, the gamut, right? It is a total conundrum of how you stay at peace and how you stay balanced within yourself and the things that you want. And it's important to know that during this time, it's always been this way, but especially during this time, you have got to focus on shifting your mindset. It doesn't matter what it is, it doesn't matter how it is, right? You have the power up here to change the narrative. You don't have to ascribe to every story that people have told you. You don't have to ascribe to every narrative and every conviction and every belief that people are telling you. You can turn it off. You can tune out. You can decide, what is meant for me will find me. Okay. What I am going to focus on are the good things, because I know even my bad days are a testament to the good things that are ahead for me. Right. And just keeping yourself in that positive headspace and that motivation. But also, with that being said, it's so important that we talk about like why you need to watch what you're saying about the things that you're experiencing. And the reason why I say that is because so often we get so bogged down in discouragement that we displace our optimism out of fear that if we get too excited, we're contaminating it. No, you should be excited. But if you don't know what to say about what you're experiencing, then don't say nothing at all. Just keep it to yourself. It's all a mind shift. Okay. It's all about your mind shift. It's all about your focus and what you choose to tell yourself, the stories that you tell yourself. Okay. If so, for example, if you find yourself being single and you find yourself dating, just because you are single and dating, okay, for example, doesn't mean that everybody that you come across is going to be the it person for you. But if you keep on going out here talking about how it's pee in a pool and this, that, and the third, well, guess what you're going to keep on finding? Remnants of that, right? I choose to believe that there are good quality men out here who are single, who are eligible bachelors, and they are seeking me. And sometimes you have to continue to tell yourself, just because people are single doesn't mean that they're compatible with you, doesn't mean that they're in alignment with you. I mean, it's just so many different things. But the narratives that you tell yourself is what you will experience. Like, you have the opportunity to shape your reality. Okay. If you wake up every day and you be talking about, oh, I don't want to go into this job today, then you are inviting chaos, dysfunction, unhappiness, um, low morale into your life's experience. But if you wake up and you say, you know what, today is going to be a good day. I feel it. It's going to be a hot, sunny day. It's a beautiful day. It's not a cloud in the sky. Da, 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 da. You start to train. It only takes 17 seconds. It only takes 17 seconds. The first 17 seconds of your day is so important. And I'm saying this and I'm stressing this to you because I understand, I overstand how it can be so daunting and things can be full of doom and gloom, especially in your relationships. But if you always focus on the negative, that's what you're going to continue to attract, more negative. It's easier to focus on the positive. It's easier to focus in on the things that you want to have happen for you and come into view. If you want a new job, focus on finding a new job. You just need one yes. That's all you need is one yes. That's it. If you want your relationship to improve, focus on the qualities of your partner that you actually like and stop focusing on the things that you dislike. If you want, your money to be better, don't look at paying your bills as a burden. Look at paying your bills as a liberty, as a freedom. Because believe it or not, there are people out there that cannot pay their bills and they're struggling to pay their bills. Okay. So, my point in saying all of this is that it's time for you to change your perspective, change the narrative, create new narratives, create new visions, create new dreams for yourself, create new everything for yourself. Because in this next season of your life, this is so important. It is so important. Okay. And I'm saying that because, especially in this geopolitical climate that we're in, and how this is going to affect everyone's lives, it is so important that you tell yourselves the positive news. Okay. So I just wanted to share that with you guys today. Thank you so much, Ivy Custom Life. I appreciate it. Um, Listen, okay, know that if we landed here for a reason. And some of you may have just needed this gentle reminder. Some of you may have needed this confirmation, and somebody may have needed this for you. All right. So if y'all ready to figure out what this got to do with the reading for today, okay, I want you to go ahead. If I didn't jump into that prematurely, I was telling y'all to put the tea kettles in. Go ahead and put the tea kettles in, because I promise y'all, Spirit got something that he want to say. All right. Now, along those lines of what I was just saying, when we talk about energy, it's important to know that the universe speaks many different languages. And sometimes it's through signs, synchronicities, wonders, all of those different things, right? It's a plethora of ways that Spirit speaks to you. Okay. And sometimes it's through signs, synchronicities, wonders, dreams, and even silence. Okay. And if you find yourself being in one of those places where things are not making sense and you need to take a step back, take a step back. It's okay. Take a step back. Disconnect. You don't have to be connected to everything and everybody all the time. All right. You just don't. Now, with that being said, appreciate and respect silence, because Spirit talks to us in silence as much as he does through other things, right? So you want to make sure that you're listening so that you can hear the guidance of your higher self. And that ties back into what I was saying earlier about why I took some time off, because I wanted to be still, listen to my body, listen to my energy, listen to my heart, how I'm feeling, right? Tune in to what's going on with me. And a lot of times we get so caught up in what other people got going on, you ain't even paying attention to your own business. But I digress. All right. So the overall energy for today is what, Spirit? What's the overall energy for today? Willing release. Okay? Willing release. Trusting that what is meant for you will find you. Okay? Trusting that it's okay to let go. You don't have to chase. Okay? I know we say it a lot in just, I don't chase, I attract. But are you really listening to what you're saying? If you're not putting yourself in a position of remaining positive, if you're not putting yourself in a position of remaining focused on what you want to have happen, then what exactly are you attracting to you? Okay. If you're speaking negative about yourself, then, or negatively of your situation and of your circumstances, what do you think you're going to be attracting to yourself? Okay. Be okay with knowing I don't know all the answers. I'm not going to know all the answers. I can't focus on what's coming down the path 10 steps from now. All I can focus on is the step that's in front of me. I'm here now. I'm here now. We talked about this maybe like about 2 or 3 months ago. I'm here now. And now what? I don't need to see the full play-by-play detail. I have an idea of where I'm trying to go. I don't know what it looks like. I've never been there before, but I'm going to trust that I'm going to get there right on time when I need to be there. And it's okay if I have to take a detour. I'm going to trust that I'm going to be there when I need to be there, how I need to be there. And that's the type of alignment that we need to be in this season. That's that mindset shift. I don't care if you don't even know how you're going to pay your bills and your bill is due. That's when you put that trust in there and say, you know what? I need $55 to pay this bill. I don't know where it's coming from, but I'm just going to trust that I have more than enough to pay this bill and I'm going to have a little bit left over. That's the type of mind shift that you're going to have to go through in this season. Okay. Let go of those narratives. Let go of that doubt. Let go of those hesitations and tap into your trustingness of spirit, your willingness to accept. Okay, what's the worst that can happen? What's your worst fear that can happen? And start focusing on that best case scenario. Then you have a likely scenario. Okay, if you don't have the money, cool. Your phone get cut off. All right. It's a big deal, but that doesn't mean that you can't pay it tomorrow. Your phone just going to be cut off in one day. Okay. Worst case scenario, be cut off in the next 2 months. You understand? But you can't control that. Panicking and worrying about the inevitable, whatever it shall be, is going to be. It's already written. It is what it is. But for some reason, we think if we worry ourselves and if we keep speaking, that negative energy over it, because that's the reality, you think that you're going to tap into positivity. You think you're going to tap into the beauty of the journey. No, you're not. You're only going to continue to attract that negative energy to you. All right. So with that being said, the overall, the truth that you need to hear right now for your journey is pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. Okay. This is about you overcoming pride. All right. If you see yourself as being X, Y, and Z, see that same energy in everybody else. Case in point, going back to the example about dating, I'm not going to sit up here and say it's something wrong with everybody out there, because I don't want nobody meeting me and saying it's something wrong with me. You get it? You know what I mean? I always say, if I'm single, of course there are other single people out there, because some of us just have not found our match. And it is what it is. Or some people may have found their match at a certain point in time, and now that person is no longer their match. Okay. Some people, it's just a plethora of different reasons why people are single. But for some reason, we look at it as being a negative because it's daunting, it's tiring, it's disappointing, and all those different things. And that's true. All those things are true. But what's wrong with dating and having fun? What's wrong with going out and meeting different people and getting to know different people? Just because you get to know them don't mean you have to invite them into your personal space and into your personal life. You choose to control the narrative that you tell. If you don't want to tell them all your business, you ain't got to. Are they telling you all of their business? All right. So, guys of the hidden realms, what messages do you have for us today? Change the narratives. You can have whatever it is that you want to have. I promise you, you can. All eyes are open. This is about inspired vision, clarity, perception, and revelation. If this isn't encapsulating everything of what I've just told you, I don't know what is. This is about your eyes being open, you being inspired, you having that clarity and that key sense of focus that is so important right now, because what you're telling yourself is what will be. What the stories, the narratives that you're telling yourself is your experience that you're calling into your life. Okay? Whatever you're calling into your life, you're thinking it, you're speaking on it, you're repeat all of those things. All of those things. If you know that you need to do a better job in changing the narrative, I want you to write down in the chat, I am changing my narrative. I am changing my narrative. If you know that you need to do a much better job with changing the narrative, shifting your focus, stop repeating what you don't want to have happen and start telling yourself what you do want to have happen. I want you to write down in the chat, I am shifting my focus. Wow, this is two cards that just fell out. This is interesting. So the two cards that fell out was first, the one that I saw first was Divinity. I know my true identity. May I always remember my true identity, unlimited light and love. Let me know myself as pure consciousness. Wake me from my human sleepwalk of believing I am only human. Mm. Okay? Being balanced. Being balanced. Being rooted. Being planted. Okay? The other card that fell out was Eternity, deeper union with you. Change me, divine beloved, into the one who understands the true meaning of death. Remove my fear of dying. Open my vision to the eternal. May all transitions lead me into deeper union with you. So, this is going to bring you closer to spirit, okay? There is a death of the ego happening here. There is a death of your pride. There is a death of your old self that needs to occur in order for you to be able to walk into this new season of your life, whatever that season may be. So, whatever it is that you're going through today, I want you to write down in the chat, I willingly release whatever that is that you're going through right now in your life, whether that be fear, whether that be doubt, whether that be confusion and chaos, whatever it is that you need to release right now. I want you to write down, I willingly release blank in the chat. Now, how is this showing up for us in our day-to-day life, spirit? You have the ability to change your narrative. If you want love, I willingly release the fear of feeling unworthy. Whatever, you know? What are you willing to release today? All right. Shadow work. This is about you overcoming the shadow work. This is about you focusing on the things that you need to focus. Tap into that dark side and work through it. Okay? Go through it. All right? It's about the narratives that you tell yourself. And I know a lot of times it's not easy. It is not easy. Okay? But you got to work through this. If you want to go through something, you got to grow through it. Okay? And when I say go through, when you want to go through something, let me be very clear on what that means. I know nobody wants to go through anything, but we're all going from point A to point B to point C, D, E, F, and G in our lives. But the point of going through it is not staying stuck. Okay? Not staying stuck. And too many of us are sitting by letting life happen and we get stuck there and we don't go through it. We just stand in it. Okay? And it's time to go through it so that you can come out on the other side and grow into what you're supposed to be evolving into. But you can't do that if you're stuck. Okay. You can't do that if you're stuck. All right. So, as we dig deeper into the energy and begin to tune into the people that are involved with this, yes, we are talking about them too. I want you to stay focused on what resonates with you and let the rest float away. If it doesn't feel like yours, don't force it. It's all good. Okay. Don't take on more damage than what you have to take on. I just heard spirits talk about damage. It's okay to let go of that damage. We all got damage. We all got trauma. We all got something that we done been through. All right. Someone that you may have been dealing with, either you or this person, is a narcissist. Okay. Someone in this instance is a narcissist. Someone is very full of themselves. Okay. This person may have been verbally abusive. Okay. Which also feeds into you changing the narratives that you're telling yourself, because they may have kept you bound with their words. They may have killed your enthusiasm. They may have killed your confidence, destroyed um your glow, your zest, your air. Okay. This person may have used their words to break you in ways that are insurmountable, right? And that's where you have to work on doing that shadow work, get therapy, go through counseling, and work on remediating and releasing all of those things, right? Allow. You are being asked to open up your energy field and take down your walls of protection in order to allow goodness into your life. Sometimes, without even realizing it, we block ourselves from the flow of life. It is safe to open yourself back up. Okay. So, again, going back to allowing, releasing, opening up, looking for the positive. Don't focus on the negative. We were there yesterday. That ain't where we are today. Today, we're here. We're here now. We're in a season of blooming. Okay. We're in a season of walking into what is meant for us. We're in a season of calling things that be not as though they were and seeing it come into fruition. Okay. This is a season. This is a growth. This is an opportunity. This is, mm, I'm trying to stop from preaching up in here this morning, trying to stay focused. But it's about you understanding that the things that are meant for you will find you if you open up yourself to it. But as long as you keep on sitting here and allowing yourself to remain stuck and down in the dumps and calling all this negative, then that's where you're going to be. I hate to say it. Good things can come to you all day. But if you're not treating the goodness like it's goodness, then what difference does it make? Compassion. Embrace others' differences and accept your own imperfections. It's okay to be imperfect. We are all imperfect. Everybody's got something that they're dealing with. Everybody's got something that they have to overcome in their own personal lives and in their professional lives and in their uh you know every version of ourselves. Thank you for my gifts, ATL Shawty. Every version of yourself is dealing with something, and it is totally fine to overcome those things with imperfection. So I'll give you an example real quick. I was refreshing my home recently, beautifying my home, and I was hanging some wallpaper up in my son's room to give it a look, right? My son is a gamer, so I was doing like this whole thing that I was going for in my mind. And so I thank you, Miss D, for my gifts. I was doing it by myself. And so as I was hanging the wallpaper, it could be a little challenging to hang some peel and stick wallpaper. And so I was smoothing it out, doing everything, and I was getting frustrated because it was still like bubbles. So I would have to pull it up some and then do it again, and then, just the bubbles. And so then somehow I looked up and realized that the wallpaper was going crooked on the wall. And I said, you know what? I said, at the end of the day, this is a 10-year-old boy. He is not expecting for me to redo anything to his room. He's not expecting for me to give him a refresh, anything like that. And at the end of the day, he's going to be grateful and thankful because it's something cool to him. And even though I was getting frustrated at how it wasn't perfectly flesh and this, that, and the third, when he came and saw that room, he didn't even care. He was like, oh my God, this is so cool. Thank you. You see what I'm saying? My perspective was, oh, look at that bubble. Look at that. Look at it. He ain't see none of that. Okay? You could be hypercritical and focusing on all the negativity all you want to, but all you're going to do is keep seeing that. So when I walk in the room, guess what I keep seeing? This bubble, this. But when he walk in there, he don't see none of that. This is why your perspective needs to be changed. This is why you need to be aligned with the positive things so that you could tune some of these things out. But if you keep on harping on the negatives, that's what you keep on seeing because you keep drawing your attention to the things that are imperfected. Okay? Harmony, balance, peace, and happiness. Okay? So here we are again with this harmony, balance, peace, and happiness. Going back to those chakras. Okay? Knowing who you truly are and tapping into it. Find your peace. Find your joy. Find your happiness. Don't let anybody create that narrative for you. You get to decide what's peaceful to you. You get to decide what's joyful to you. You get to decide. You don't have to allow anybody to tell you not a doggone thing. You are a free moral being. You have free will. You can decide what you want, when you want, how you want it. What you like, what you don't like. You don't need nobody to tell you that. If something ain't working for you, you got the right to change your mind and say, you know what? I'm going to stop you right there. This ain't working for me no more. And a lot of people will probably be absolutely stunned when you say that. But this is me walking in my knowing, my authority, my true identity, and knowing who I am. And if it doesn't work for you, it's okay. And you could tell a whole bunch of people, listen, boo, I don't need you calling me no more. Don't call me. I won't call you. And I know that's the conversation they don't see coming. But it's the conversation that needs to be had because this person is disrupting your peace. This person is not bringing you joy. This person is not, they leave a lot to be desired. It's unsatisfactory. They're selfish, narcissistic, always want to try to take you down. Can't never be happy. Mad at the dog, want to fight the cat, want to slap the bird, mad because the sun's shining. Don't nobody need them type of people in their life. People that's down there like that need to be with each other. But you don't get to change. You don't get to contaminate my happiness. Fake smiles. Fake smiles. Okay? So somebody in this connection has been pretending to be happy when they're not, pretending to be full of joy, pretending to be full of lights when they're not. What lies beneath all of this? June said, I said a mouthful then. I mean, I'm just being honest. Caught up, okay? Somebody got caught in something, finding evidence, getting caught. There was a cheating scandal somewhere in this somewhere, okay? Whatever it is, that pretending piece is here. And it's being revealed, okay? So someone has a decision to make here, all right? Do I want to continue to go down this path or do I want to tune into the things that are calling me and go in the direction that I need to go in? Am I really, truly happy here or am I pretending to be happy when I'm not? When we look into the broken mirror, what do we see? There is this song I keep hearing in the back of my head. I don't even know the name of the song. It's on YouTube. It's an affirmation song by a channel called Dream and Conquer. And I love that song because it's talking about how you have to it's called Keep Going. That's the name of it. Thank you, Spirit. How you have to keep going. So if you get a chance to go to YouTube and listen to Dream and Conquer, The name of the song is Keep Going. And it talks about how you have to keep moving. You have to keep moving. Sometimes in light, you're going to have a light shining brightly, and sometimes you're just going to have a flicker. And sometimes you're going to sit in darkness, okay, with glimpses. But you got to keep going, knowing that it's full of purpose. Self love, loving you, taking back control, totally being happy, okay? This is about you tapping into your self love and knowing what's most important, all right? What is the true emotion here? Mm, wow. Family. Okay, this is about a family making decisions. Is this the family environment that I thought I was walking into, or am I in something else? Are we really a happy family, or are we pretending to be somebody that we're not for the integrity of what other people think? Okay? What is the true crime here? Somebody's thinking about leaving somebody that you've been with for a long time. And like this is not a new thought. Like you've been thinking about it. You've been contemplating it for a long time. And you've been afraid of what other people are going to say. Okay, there was a gift here. And this could be the evidence that you needed. Okay, but it's something about a gift here. Hope you ain't buying gifts with your family credit card. All right, what is blocking this from growing? Mm. What worked in last season is not working in this season. Excuses. You have so many excuses for why it never works out. Find reasons that it can work. Okay, so this is going back to being optimistic, finding something to focus your attention on, changing the narratives, right? Stop making and creating excuses for why things are the way that they are, and feel empowered to change it and make a difference in your life, make a difference in the person's life that we're talking about, right? All right. So go start dropping down those zodiac signs in the chat. Start dropping those zodiac signs in the chat so we can figure out whose business we're about to get into. Person A, you're coming into a season of self love, okay? You're loving you, you're taking back control, you're finally being getting to your happiness, okay? Spirit is telling you to get in a season of allowing things to come. Change those narratives. Balance within yourself. You know what matters to you most, okay? Stop being fake, stop pretending that you're happy when you're not, and follow your true authentic voice, okay? Follow your true authentic self. Lastly, it's going to be important for you to have some compassion for you and for these other people. Now, person B is a narcissist, okay? They may come up for a lot of excuses. This person, like I said, is very verbally abusive. So they find reasons to attack. They find reasons for you to be on the defense. They find reasons to make you suffer. Like their words are so draining, okay, and depleting. And it just gets to the point to where it's just like, will you stop it already? Just hush, you know? Um, it's to the point now where it's like nothing they can say can hurt you because they've said all the hurtful things that they could say in the past. They've said them before. So now it's no longer shocking. This person has gotten caught, okay? They've gotten caught. Something about a gift. And this is where the family is no longer happy anymore. All right. Jeez, this just took a turn. All right. If you guys are ready to get into this, I want you to put those zodiac signs, zodiac signs, zodiac signs. We are fin to figure out. We're about to figure out whose business this is. All right. Here we go. All right. Person A. Who is person A, Spirit? Person A is a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Where are all my air signs? If you or your person is an air sign, go ahead and put the clouds in the chat, put a cloud in the chat, put a cloud in the chat. Because, baby, it is time for us to get into this reading for you, okay? You're coming in today as the Six of Swords upright. This is transition. This is change, leaving behind, releasing baggage, and moving on, okay? Six of Swords, all right? Now, who is the person that you could be in a relationship with? That person is, this person may also be another Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, okay? So they're coming in as the 10 of Swords upright. This is painful endings, deep wounds, betrayal, loss, crises, failure, collapse, and defeat, okay? So listen, remember, I do my readings for Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. And just because I didn't call your signs or your elements doesn't mean that the cross watchers got to leave. You're welcome in this space too, because you never know when we might be talking about you. All right. So if y'all ready to get into this reading, I want you to go ahead and find those magnifying glasses, because the question is, what business are we about to get into? We zoom in, we listen, we don't judge, but we show, find out, and get messy and come on out of this thing. All right. So if y'all ready to get into it, put those magnifying glasses in the chat. Magnifying glasses in the chat. Here we go, y'all. All right, y'all. So this is where all the magic happens, per se. This is where we get into the cards, and this is where the energy meets the message, where we bring forth the confirmation, clarity, and even speak with a little bit of conviction. All right. So we need to go ahead and let Spirit speak. All right. Spirit, what is going on today with my Gemini, Libra? I am not talking to you, Siri. Okay. Where is that payout coming from, Apple? Okay, because this thing stay eavesdropping. All right. What is going on with my Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? All right. Person A. Okay, you have the Ace of Cups here. All right. When you came into this relationship, this was everything that you thought it would be. It was so loving. It was so doting. It was promising, right? It was all of the things. Like, initially, this was something that allowed you to feel like this was perfect. Like, there was a lot of synchronicities here, a lot of alignment with this relationship in the beginning. Okay. And so currently you find yourself being in this transitional space, but trying to hold on to the memories of how this used to be. And the reason why I'm saying you're holding on to this, because we have this bike here, okay? And that tells me that there is an opportunity to transition, okay? And looking at this, in addition to the Six of Swords energy as your foundational energy, it's almost like you're trying to come up with ways to reignite and restart this fire again, reinvigorate this feeling again. But what you're trying to get going is just not about to happen.
I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it.
What you're trying to get going is it's done. Okay? It's almost like you keep trying to jumpstart what won't start. This thing has come and fallen completely apart for a reason, okay? And instead of you releasing and honoring your true feelings and your true emotions about this, you're trying to still come up with all the reasons why you should stay. Okay. And the reality is, you keep coming to the table with this offering that this other person does not truly want. Okay. And this is why Spirit is telling you it's time for you to let go of the narratives. It's time for you to start trusting yourself and trusting the process and doing the shadow work and figuring out what is it exactly in you that is causing you to feel like you have to be with this person, like you have to stay with this person. Like, what exactly is it? Because when you really look at this thing holistically, it's nothing there. It's nothing there. Okay. And this is where the heart, the root of it is telling you it's time to let go. It's time to move on. It's time to find new things. But you keep on holding on to the things that used to be. And it's time for you to move on to the next season in your life. There are new beginnings out there for you somewhere. It is not here. Okay. Now, person B, they're coming in as the hangman. Okay. Right now, they're going through a major life change. Okay. This person is accustomed to, this person has a huge issue with being held accountable. This person has been told time and time again that they're cute, they're handsome, they've never had to get account. Why does this person feel like they're an athlete? Or they've been an athlete. They may not currently be an athlete, but they've been an athlete. And where I'm going with that is they've been allowed for the majority of their life to not be held accountable. They've been on a standard that even when they're wrong, no one has told them that they're wrong. No one has checked them. Okay. So this has allowed this very narcissistic behavior to take place where they feel like they can say and do anything that they want to say and do. They come up with excuses. They, there's no recourse, right? And so with that being said, with their foundational energy and this hangman being here, okay, they're now realizing that they've made a lot of impulsive bad decisions. Okay. They've been a little bit irrational. And it's time for them to take a step back and to really reflect on like how have they gotten themselves into the situation that they're in, right? The thing is, I know you want me to say this person feels like, they're at risk of losing you. They're not thinking about this at all. They're not thinking about you at all. You are a non-factor person, A. Okay, and I hate to say it that way. You are a non-factor. However, what is important to know about this is that this is really a reflection of them. They're in that season of their life where Spirit is starting to deal with them. And all of the things that they've done before in the past is starting to bubble. It's starting to metastasize. And with that, there is starting to become this level of accountability being had, responsibility, but it's also this just feeling of like they know something's got to change too. So what I'm saying with all of this is that Spirit has put you guys both into a place where you guys are having to recognize and accept that what was working before is no longer working. And you're being empowered. Both of you are actually being empowered, okay? To be able to reassess and to reflect on how this is just no longer working, okay? This has gotten you guys this far, but what's gotten you here all along is not going to keep you here, okay? This is very toxic. This is very daunting. This is very unfruitful, okay? It's a lot of anger. It's a lot of resentment here. There's a lot of arguments. It's a lot of bitterness here. Like, this person's energy feels very cold, very disconnected, very just low vibrational and in a summary of ways, right? But it also feels like this person has pent up anger and pent up regression that they're projecting onto you and to everybody else that they come in they come into this life with, okay? And this is where that buildup has started to overtake you, person A, where you've tried your best to keep things corporaesthetic. You've tried your best to continue to walk down the right path. You tried your best to keep going and make the best of it. But the more that you try to make the best of it, the more you keep finding yourself being in this space of like, I just can't deal with this anymore. Okay. So it's bubbling to the point to where it's like, okay, what am I going to do to change this narrative? Because this is just not working for me anymore. If you can relate to person A or person B, I want you to go ahead and put either an A or a B in the chat. Okay. Because now we're getting to the point where spirit is starting to work on them. Okay. Spirit is starting to work on them. And spirit is starting to call them into their higher self. But it feels like they don't want to do this. They don't want to go that way. Okay. So it's like whereas spirit is calling them, it definitely feels like they're fighting it. They're resisting it. Okay. They don't want to move forward. They don't know how to move forward. It's a very weird energy. And as I'm sitting here describing it, like I'm getting cold chills, right? So it's almost like spirit is calling them, but they're resisting it. Okay. So because they're resisting to be, they cease to be obedient. They're not trusting, um, they're not trusting what's going on within them. They feel convicted. They feel conflicted within. So spirit is like calling them forward to step into this new season. They're fighting. They're resisting it. Okay. But there's a band-aid on them that's being ripped off. And this is where some of the anger, this is where some of the resentment, this is where some of the animosity is coming from because it's misguided anger, misprojected anger and hostility. And it just does not feel very good. Okay. It doesn't feel good to them and it doesn't feel good to you. All right. So, what is most favorable about this situation? The lessons that you're being taught right now. Okay. Both of you guys are going through major arcana, major revelations, major wake ups, major shakeups. Okay. These things are changing how you think, which goes back to changing the narratives that you need to learn, right? This is something that is telling you that this is a lesson that you have to go through. Okay. This does not feel comfortable. Both of you guys are in a place where it's just like, okay, what do I do? And both of you guys are trying to force yourselves to stay in something that is not mutually beneficial. That season has come and gone. That ship has sailed. This boat is gone and it ain't coming back. Okay. This is you've stayed in this all this time because it was comfortable, it felt familiar, you can make sense of it. And now everything is falling apart. And that's what's the challenge, right? Because you can't make sense of why all of a sudden things are falling apart, but it's falling apart because it's not meant for you guys to continue to move forward down this path. Okay? It's not meant for you to be able to move forward. Now, what is consequential or problematic about this situation? Okay. You got the Seven of Pentacles that came out with the King of Cups, okay? There's been a lot of reflection in recent days about how it's just not working, okay? Everything that you tried to put in here is not working. This person is not bringing you the love. They're not nurturing. They're not full of compassion, not empathy. Like the joy that you once thought was here in this connection is no longer vibrant. It's no like this is such a destitute situation that it's not even funny. Okay, it's very unfortunate how this is just so frazzled. Okay, but it definitely feels like you're here because you feel obligated. Okay, and this is where the feelings of love dissipates, and you get into that obligation piece, and it's like I'm here because I have to be here. You know, this is my roommate at this point. But there's not a partnership here. It's not collaborative. It feels very forced. It feels very um it feels like a task. It feels like a chore, okay? And that's where this has become an issue at this time because it's not being progressive, okay? And this is like even if you are still romantically involved with this person, it's to the point now where it's just like, I'm just doing a chore. So, what is problematic is that spirit is trying to get you to focus on things that will work, okay? Spirit is trying to get you to focus on things that will be fruitful and will benefit you in the long run. Think about the bigger picture. Think about what it is that you can put into your life that's going to bring you the joy and the happiness that you really desire to have. You've been overly invested in a connection that is not reaping the fruit of it, okay? And this is where this has become a struggle. Because person A, you're holding on to this because you don't want to let go. You believe you have like this confidence. Like, but you feel off balance, you feel sluggish, you feel lethargic, you feel like you just can't get in gear. Okay? And it's because you're allowing yourself to be someplace that does not feel good to you. You're trying to wear a pair of shoes that don't fit your feet. Thank you, Belinda and Tiffany, for my gifts. And so now we're at this point where it's challenging. Okay, this goes back to the narratives that you're telling yourself. You feel like you've been living in a fog for too long. And the question then becomes like, where is your self-love in all of this? Right? What are you allowing to have happen? And why are you allowing things to take you off balance? Why are you allowing things to take you off your square? So what is this trying to teach you? It's okay to let go, person A. It's okay to look back. It's okay to let go. Stop looking back. Stop reflecting. Stop assessing on the things from the past, things of how it used to be. You know, you keep thinking about how good it was when you first got with that person. Well, this person hasn't been in a picture in quite a long time. This person has not been that same person. And that's the behaviors, that's the framework of a narcissistic person. They lure you in, they pull you in, they suck you in. They have you falsely anticipating change behavior and modification. They plant this dream, this fantasy into your mind. And then when you start anticipating that outcome, that's when they pull the feet from underneath your rug and they take off their mask and they show you really who they are on the inside. And when you look up and you're stuck, you're just like, what is it? And that's where that false hope comes from. Because person A, you've been pretending to be happy in this connection and you're not happy at all. It's almost like you're forcing yourself to pretend that you're joyful. Pretend that, it's all of those things. But really, if you be honest with yourself, you're drowning on the inside. So what is it that you need to do to heal? Okay. With the 7 of Wands here in reverse. Okay. You have got to stop feeling like you can't speak up for yourself, like you can't defend yourself. You got to start fighting for you. Okay? Because what has allowed the situation to get out of control is that you're not speaking up for yourself, you're not standing on business. Like you it's like there's this, it goes back to this obligation here of this is my person, I can't give up. Like there is a irrevocable loyalty here that is undeserving. Okay, it's very undeserving. And the question is, why are you so committed to being with someone who has not extended that same grace towards you? This person has spent the large chunk of time. If you look at the amount of time that y'all been together, if you really be honest with yourself, this person has spent more time tearing you down than they have building you up. This person has spent more time corroding your confidence, breaking your self-esteem, making you feel inferior, making you feel like you don't have anything of value to offer, so that you would not leave. But it's not because you can't leave. They didn't want you to leave. You understand? This is the psychology of a psychopath, if I'm being honest. This person they're mentally abusive, emotionally abusive. It feels like this person also controls finances. But you have your own money and they're still telling you like what to do. This is a very disgusting energy, if I'm being honest with you. And this is why this person is about to go through what they're going through. Because they've gotten away with this for a very, very long time. Not having to be open, not having to be emotionally responsive, not having to be accountable for their actions and their behavior. All of these things. And it's materialized in your life, person A, where you've been pretending to be somebody that you're not for so long that you don't even know what it's like to smile and be genuine and sincere in that smile. You don't know what it's like for you to wake up and have that zest for life. Like you're in that very deep, dark space where it's almost depressing, if I'm being honest with you, about how it feels. This doesn't feel good. So what do you need to do? Let me ask a personal question. How long have you felt this sense of unhappiness and heaviness in your relationship with this person? You can write that down in the chat if you want to. We got the Judgment card here in reverse. Okay. This is where you're going to have to let go of pride, your ego. Okay. You have to process the loss of what you thought was. Everything is coming to the surface. Everything that you try to hold down is bubbling up. Everything is coming to the surface. Everything that you thought that you were suppressing, everything that you thought that you were hiding is bubbling up and coming to the surface. You no longer can escape this. You no longer can pretend that this is not an issue, that this is not a burden, that this is not drama, right? You no longer can pretend those things. You are so uncomfortable. It feels like you're suffocating. And it's time for you to move forward into what is new. What this person has going on with them has nothing to do with you. This is a them problem. But you're so full of empathy and compassion for this person that you don't even know how to separate and differentiate yourself from what is not your problem or is not your business. And this is why you're unhappy with this 9 of Cups in reverse. Okay? So the life that you're living, the truth that you're living, the stories that you have been telling yourselves are narratives that are not authentic to you. These are feelings that are not authentic to you. And I ain't trying to be funny and I ain't trying to come for y'all. But I'm going to be honest with y'all. If anybody can be fake out of all the signs, it's a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Y'all know how to fake it. And you've been faking it, trying to fake it until you make it, hoping for the best, hoping that things are going to turn around, hoping that things are going to improve, not wanting people to see the cracks in your foundation, not wanting people to see that you're imperfected. Everybody is, newsflash. But for some reason or another, it's like you've been lying to yourself, and nobody can lie to you more than you can lie to yourself. And now what's starting to happen is the lies are starting to come to the surface. People are starting to see you for who you are and what it is. Your friends are over here listening to what you're saying, and the math ain't mathing. Did y'all just hear my dog snore?
How you doing?
Y'all, my dog tripped me out. All right, so anyway, yeah. Get your deal worth says true. It's a mess and gotta let pride and ego go to be happy. Yeah, you do. You do. Okay. So there has been I won't say a shift happening because it's been happening gradually over time. What I believe has happened is you have finally started to come into recognizing that this is no longer working and you no longer can pretend that you're happy, that this is what you want. You have started to take the lens off and focused on the picture as it is. And now that you're seeing things for what it is and how it is really disgusting to you. So much so, you're like, this ain't me. This ain't me. This ain't my life. These ain't my dreams. This ain't my aspirations. I don't know who you are, Harpo. You are not my man. Whatever you over here talking about.
Completely not true.
Okay? So you've gotten into a space where you're just like, yeah, no, it's not working for me anymore. It's a no for me. And if I'm being totally honest with you, Spirit is moving you out the way. Spirit is moving you out the way because karma's about to strike this person. Big time. You're part of their lesson that's coming their way. I hate to say it. How they've treated you, how they've treated others. When I tell you, like, I am cold right now. I have cold bumps, like, on my arms. Ooh. What's coming for this person, y'all? I feel so bad. I feel bad because I don't think that they understand the reckoning that's coming their way. Now, clarifying. We got the 4 of Wands in reverse. Okay? This relationship has been unalive for quite some time. Okay? I've already said that, but the cards are just reiterating this, right? It's been unalive for quite some time. If it wasn't for you trying to hold it all together, this would have been done a long time ago.
I'll do the best I can, but when I got, oh!
But you were trying to do your best. You felt like this is what you've learned as a youth. You felt like this is what love is. Love is long suffering. Love is accepting and tolerating. Love is. And you've told yourself these narratives. And now you're in that space in your life where it's like, this is not what love is. And you're starting to break through that and let go of those narratives that were keeping you bounded, keeping you confused, keeping you discombobulated. You're breaking free. The King of Swords is here in reverse. All right? You're no longer ascribing to the lies, the deceit, the narratives, the betrayal, whatever. I mean, like, I'm going to be clear with you. There's not a whole lot of conversation that is going on in this relationship. You guys are both going through the flow, going through the motions, not the flow, going through the motions. This person has not, you know how when couples have conversations, and you don't have to be partner for this, but you know how when you're in a situation with somebody, okay, whether you're coupled or just dating or you're married, whatever, right? You know how you get into those deep conversations about who you are as a person and where you're going as a person? Those conversations have not taken place in a very long time. Okay? And it's because this person checked out a long time ago. There is a level of comfort that is here that has allowed this person to say and do all the things that they've been saying and doing. And when you really evaluate where you are, this person hasn't talked to you in a long time about their dreams, their aspirations, their goals, because they never saw this being with you. Whatever happened in life that forced you guys to be together, there feels like there might have been a job loss at one point in time. And it kind of like thwarted you guys into a situation. But this person is not even talking to you about where they want to go in their life because they're not seeing this with you. And this has been bothering you for quite some time with this Five of Cups. Okay, this has been bothering you. You've been hoping for things to come back to where they used to be. You've been hoping for that old version of them to come back. You've been hoping, patiently waiting that this was just a phase. Do y'all hear Siri over here just talking? Ain't nobody talking to her? But you've been feeling like this for quite a long time, okay? And if you really be honest with yourself, you can go back to the moment. You can go back to the day when everything changed. And I'm not liking this energy. But you've been hoping, okay? This goes back to what the narcissistic people do. You've been hoping. See, as I said that, the star card fell out in reverse. And the strength card fell out in reverse. So you've been holding out for a while for things to improve, okay? And the more disappointed that you've become, if I can get the cards right, the more disappointed that you have become, the weaker you have become in this connection. Because you were literally holding on to a version of this person that does not exist. They sucked you in. They got you in this. And now that you're here, it's just like, what is happening? What is happening and why is it happening? And this is what's caused this level of unhappiness to this degree. And what Spirit is telling you today is that it's time for you to make your move. It's time for you to stop allowing this person to be in your life, keeping you captivated in things that are not benefiting you at all. It's time for you to move on. But for some reason or another, you rather be comfortable. And what Spirit is telling you today is it's time for you to change the narratives. You get to decide what your happiness is. You get to decide what your peace looks like. You get to decide. Nobody gets to tell you that but you. And if it's more important for you to be in this relationship because of the time that you've had, you have to look at what's more important, the quantity or the quality. It's that simple. But for some reason or another, you're not looking at it in that way. How much is your loyalty worth?
Period.
And here goes the Three of Swords, y'all. So this is where that getting caught, okay, the gift, yeah. You see how there's evidence on the floor of something else? You see that? So there was definitely some type of evidence here. And once you came to the revelation about this other person, this is where it all made sense. This is where it all made sense. You've been wondering why this person has been so checked out. You wonder why this person has been so disconnected and disengaged. It's because it's what it is. They've been with somebody else. That's where they got caught. It has something to do with a gift. They could have a family with this other person as well. And I'm definitely not feeling like this was a child that was in this situation before. This is something that you're learning about, okay? And this goes back to where I was saying that Spirit is bringing this person into their karma.
Hey, Stu, your rent's due, motherfucker.
Yeah, they ain't going to be able to keep with this no more. They ain't even going to be able to keep up with this no more. Like, y'all. This person has no idea what's about to hit them. And it ain't up for you to even help them to understand. You see it coming. We all know it's coming. It ain't your business to warn them. Let the cookie crumble where it may. Let things fall apart how they need to fall apart. Because this is Spirit's way of teaching them the lesson. They need to know for themselves. They need to settle and reconcile for themselves. They've been a shitty person. Thank you, Sean, for my gift. They've been a shitty person. And now it's time. It's time. It's time. And it has nothing to do with you. It's time for you to vacate the premises, turn in your key. Don't be afraid of what's out there. Don't allow other people's narratives about what the dating scene is or is not. It's about you getting clear. It's about you understanding who you are and allowing Spirit to move you in the ways that He needs to move you, so that you can grow and evolve and become your highest self. Because the longer you stay here dealing with this person, the more prolonged you are going to hold yourself back from walking in your victory and seeing things for who you are, how you are, and where you should be. Someone asked the question, what is the reason for the hesitancy? Why is person A so skeptical about leaving person B? The Four of Swords in reverse. Okay. You needed to go through this period of solitude, reflection, in order for you to come to the awareness of where you are. Now that you're coming out of this, they're not going to be able to talk you out of it. You got the 7 of Cups in reverse. You don't have any other choice. You can't stay in something that is not thriving. Okay? This is suffocating to you. Here we are again with the Judgment in reverse. Okay? Everything that you've been holding on to is bubbling. You thought you were hiding. You thought you were doing a good job pretending. You thought that, you know, if you could just fake it till you make it, it was going to improve. And what Spirit is telling you here, the more you do this, the more you're not fooling anybody. That's really the crevice of it all. You're not fooling anybody. You've been trying. Oh my gosh. I'm trying my best to not come in hot. I really am trying my best not to come in hot. Thank you, Sean, for my gift. I am trying my best not to go in. Because I feel like if you're being honest with yourself, that's enough for you to already know what this feels like, so I don't have to tell you. You know. But everything that you fought so hard to run from and to hide from is bubbling. The cracks are in your foundation, and the truth is coming out. Everybody who knows you knows this ain't the life that you keep trying to make it seem to be.
All a bunch of bullshit.
Woo, child, if y'all ready to figure out how this story ends, I want you to go ahead and put those paper, pen, and notebook emojis, because it's time for us to jump in. Where are we going next? What do we got going on? What are we doing? Because this is a time for you to reconcile for yourself. You're not happy. You haven't been happy. And you deserve all of those things. But this person has destroyed your confidence. They have corroded your ability to think and to dream and to feel for yourself. They've created this codependent energy that is low vibrational. Like everything about this is just all wrong. All right. So here we go. All right, y'all. So as we respectfully step out of this business and land at a potential final outcome, I say potential because remember, free will is always at play. Spirit can show you the path, but it's up to you to walk it, okay? So what is the potential final outcome? Don't be afraid to be alone. Don't be afraid to walk alone. The minute you decide to walk away from this, the moment you're going to start to see things open out for you, you're going to become very successful. You're going to walk in your victory. You're going to feel like nobody can tell you nothing. This is going to speak and attest to who you are as a person in this season of your life. This is going to build you up. Like, watch, soon as you leave this person alone, I mean, I say this often when I talk about these things, but it's very true. The minute you eradicate yourself from this toxicity, the more you'll start to see the flowers blooming in your garden. But for some reason or another, even though you're looking forward to these things, you're still holding on to this hope. What are you still hoping is going to come from this with this Five of Cups? It's like you still holding on to the possibility of this person comes back. And this person they don't need to come back. Let them go. Let them go. You don't need them no more than they need you. Just let it go. But there's still a deep desire because you're looking at the amount of time that you've invested. You just took a detour. There was a lot of infidelity here, I'm telling you. You ain't got to admit it to me, but be honest with yourself. This is where it goes back to your worthiness. Because it definitely feels like you may have been sitting here measuring yourself against this other person. It feels like you may have been looking at this person's other options and like, well, what is it that this person has over me that I didn't have? And that's not for you to decide. You know, you offer what you offer. You are who you are. You know, you will never be able to look at the other person and see what it is that they offered this person that was better, or, you know, whatever the perception is. But this is not your karma that you have to be bothered with. Okay. So what I'm saying is, the moment you decide to let this go, all of this truth is going to come out about how many other people it was, about the hidden families, about the hidden ways that they were spending money. They definitely were controlling money and using group assets to support their lifestyle. You were entrusting this person with way too much. And I hate this for you. Because this is also going to be a lesson for you too, about not giving so much control over to somebody else. And this is going to be a slow burn for you. Okay. This is going to be a slow burn. Your healing is not going to be a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, you're gone and I'm healed. It's not going to be like that. This is going to take some emotional resilience, some emotional building, some emotional stamina, which is where you're going to have to work on your shadow work, start getting therapy, start getting the help that you need to overcome this, start journaling. Accept this season of your life. It's not a season of defeat. It's really a season of growth and opportunity. It's all about how you choose to perceive it. This is why the narratives that you tell yourself will be very important. And with this Magician card being here, you're going to know exactly what to do, when to do, how to move forward. Like, Spirit is going to be here. You can do whatever you want to do. Whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. You can do it. And I feel like you're going to put your mind to evolving, your mind into becoming, your mind into being the better person, the better half of you, the best version of you. Like, bringing it all full circle. This is about you recognizing and accepting that you were flawed in allowing and tolerating this type of behavior. But this is your lesson to not allow this anymore to happen. Spirit said, you got to keep going. Don't look at this as being a negative. Don't look at this as being a disadvantage. Look at this as being a setup. Spirit has a succession plan for you. You're going to get something of greater value than what you thought you had. But you got to be willing to let go. You got to be willing to release. And that's where this tug of war is coming. That's where this push pull is coming from, because you just have gotten so negative into a place where you no longer believe. And Spirit is saying you need to get back your confidence, regain your self-esteem, get into the place of allowing, balancing your chakras, balancing your energy, coming into alignment with who you are. So that you can see who you're going to be and who you can be. But if you don't have that vision in the forefront of your mind, how can he help you? Right? If you're not telling yourself that it's possible, how can he help you? Whew. How does this make you feel? Is this giving you the outcome that you expected? Is it bringing you relief, hesitation, excitement? Like, what is it? Because this is your chance to choose growth over fear, alignment over ego, and peace over confusion. I wish I had more to tell you, but I don't. This is an opportunity for you to decide what you want, when you want it, how you want it, and go about it. You get a huge new release. Sean says, I am excited for my future. Choicey says, confirmation. Yeah, it's about you getting excited. This is about you getting excited. You didn't see this breakthrough coming, but it's coming. I don't like this person's energy. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like their energy at all. Very dark, very cold. No bueno. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in to PiSeas Tarot with me, your girl Mimi Lightseer. If this reading moved you in any type of way, helped you, or called you out with love, don't forget to subscribe and become a part of my growing community on YouTube. Give me a thumbs up and drop a comment down in the section below and let me know what resonated with you. Remember, this reading is timeless, so you can always come back, okay, to this whenever you need a little bit of guidance and get that spiritual reset. If you would like to book a one-on-one personal reading with me, don't be shy. I am booking at PiSeasTarot.com. Listen, Spirit may have a whole lot more to say to you, about you. You know, this is just for the larger collective, right? So just make sure that you understand that. But while personal readings are available, please note that bookings are booked based on my availability only at PiSeasTarot.com. I will never reach out to you to solicit you for a reading. Okay, that is so important, because people love to walk around here pretending to be me, reaching out to folks, and people who don't know any better. Okay, you just giving money to these scammers. All right. So I want to say thank you to my new subscribers, to the 5 people who joined me today. Welcome. Thank you for becoming a part of our pod. Okay. I want to welcome back all of my guppies, my friends who come back day over day, that's been rocking with me for almost a year. We've been doing this for almost a year now. So thank you for coming back to this space. You are the heartbeat of this space. I want to thank all of the 8 people who have gifted me. Thank you so saucy for my gifts. I want to thank everybody who's gifted me not only your time, your talent, but your treasures. I am so thankful for you pouring into this space. I am reading your comments. I saw it. I just didn't want to believe it. Then you ended it with her catchphrase. It hit hard. I'm glad it's over. It was draining. Amen. Thank you to God. You know, like, celebrate your victories, even when they're small, okay? Because it's just so important to know that God has a purpose for us all. That is true. And sometimes we got to go through these little small detours, these small little towns to get to where we're going. But it's for a reason. Okay. It's for a reason. And it's preparing us for our next step and our next phase and our next destiny. All right. So remember, everybody is fighting a battle that you cannot see. So remember to be kind, patient, and gentle with others as much as you are yourself. How people treat you is not your business, but how you respond is. Remember, the power lives in you. Okay, the power lives in you. All right, take control of it. Leave a little bit of love everywhere you go, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.